If you have a wall in your head between this online culture war nonsense and real life politics in your mind, crack that wall down, all right? So, this whole online world of YouTube and Twitter and streaming and Twitch and even the type of politics that I talk about here online, I've always kind of had this imaginary wall in my brain between that part of my life and the real life normal world part of my life, you know? Inside and outside, right? Like, it's a very not outdoors kind of, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have a very strong distinction between these two worlds in my mind, right? Like, I feel like the internet side of my life is very much work and hobbies. The outside part of my life is very much my real life and doing things like going to the gym, working out, shopping, getting my meals in, stuff like that, right? I try to keep those things very separated. So when I see, like, normal mainstream news talking about the weird shit that I'm aware of through the internet, it always feels so bizarre to me. And I think for those of you guys that don't know what I mean by that and what this feeling is like, you're about to find out exactly what I'm talking about. Hi, Actual T, what's up? You're about to learn exactly what I'm talking about here with this video right here. Tim Pool, I got the billboard Times Square ad calling out Taylor Lorenz and WAPO for doxing Libs of TikTok. Oh, God. What is this? Is this true? What is this? If Florida was a video... Did she die? Oh, God. Didn't she make like $47 million? That's what Philip DeFranco said. She made $47 million on OnlyFans. If that's Bad Baby, right? The Cash Me Outside girl? She looks like her. Anyway, prepare to cringe your fucking ass off at, okay. Hypers in chat if you know what doxing, if you don't know what doxing means. So most of you in here know what doxing means. Because, well, except for you, Neville Labs. Most of you know what doxing means, because this is an online space. We use that term all the time. We know what it means. It's used all the time. If you walked into your family's living room and asked them that same question, how many, do you think they would know what doxing meant? Probably not. The average boomer doesn't know what doxing means. The average normie, who isn't even a boomer, definitely doesn't know what doxing means. So I find it very funny that Tim Pool wasted a bunch of money to put this up on a sign in Times Square as if anyone would, one, understand what it means, two, if they even did understand what it means, care, three, even if they did care, could do anything about it. Like, it's hilarious to me. This is clearly just a demonstration of Tim Pool's LARP follows you. Well, this is Tim Pool's... This is not my Twitter. This is Tim Pool's stream. This is Libs of TikTok, and whoever this is follows Tim Pool. Yeah. Tim Pool doesn't follow Libs of TikTok. That is so sad. Wait, that's so sad. Tim Pool doesn't even follow Libs of TikTok. That's actually really funny.
How many of you didn't believe me? How many? I know you're out there. I tweeted, Libs of TikTok was doxxed by Taylor Lorenz in the Washington Post. What do I gotta do? I gotta buy a billboard in Times Square? Well, I got one. With the help of Jeremy Boring over the Daily Wire, we were able to put this together very, very quickly. I gotta say shout outs to the Daily Wire crew for helping make this possible as quickly as we did. Because this is, it's really magical. I tweeted, the Washington Post and Taylor Lorenz doxed at Libs of TikTok. They included a link to private work details and an address listed as Libs' private home. They lied about it, so I got an ad in Times Square calling them out. Thanks to Jeremy Boring for the assist. For those that aren't familiar with...
Okay. If someone doxes you, the last thing you want is for somebody who you are cool with to then create a sign in the middle of the most looked at place in the world saying, this person doxed this person. It's called the Streisand effect, okay? The less attention you give to being doxxed, the less people give a shit, okay? The worst way possible to respond to being doxxed is to get upset about it and freak out, okay? It's not a big deal. Don't lose your shit over it. Don't freak out. The worst thing that can happen is if people send a SWAT team to your house or fuck with your accounts and whatnot. Take precautions to prevent that. There are things you can do. And, yeah. Xander Hall, it was a former work address, and everything they included was public and easily found. Yes, the right has been going on a massive lying campaign on this entire situation, with claiming it was public home address and whatnot. It was not. The only instance in which Taylor Lorenz visited Libs of TikTok's home is when they knocked on Libs of TikTok's door to ask interview questions, which reporters do all the fucking time, knock on people's doors to ask them questions. I'm sorry, but that's completely normal. So, yeah, but they didn't post. It was a work address. But, yeah. All right.
With the story, let me give you the breakdown. But first, well, I'll give you the quick gist. Libs of TikTok, you can see here on the right, criticizes the left, mostly aggregates videos of left-wing individuals saying things that are shocking, abhorrent, or otherwise embarrassing. Taylor Lorenz, a journalist for the Washington Post, revealed the identity, but also in the article linked to private work details. Now, I have the archive here to prove it. I can't show what happens when I click that link, because it would reveal private details which would get this video taken down. Taylor Lorenz says it is patently false that her Libs of TikTok story links to personal info. Lorenz suggests conservatives reject her story because they don't want scrutiny. It's just an outright lie. So here we go. I got a billboard in Times Square, and this is what it looks like. So it says, "Hey Wabo, democracy dies in darkness. That's why we're shining a light on you." Oh, so there's a jump cut. But it says, "That's why we're shining a light on you." And it says, "Taylor Lorenz doxed Libs of TikTok at Timcast." That's how you know it's from me. Thanks very much, guys. I said I was going to do it. I did it again.
I love this. Do you think a single person in Times Square understood that sign? How long do you think it was up? Do you think a single person understood that sign? And what's the point of that sign? What's that even do? What's that even meant to do? To raise awareness that, the journalists were doing their job and not breaking any laws? Times Square is 85% tourists? Yeah, fair amount of people in Times Square might not even be able to speak much English. A lot of them don't even know much about, American politics because they're visiting from out of America, at the very least.
And shout out to the Daily Wire crew. Look, I don't know if getting a billboard pushing back on the lies is the most effective way to get things done, but it felt like something should be done to get some attention because I am...
It's to advertise Timcast? Yeah, but it's a very dumb way to do so. If Tim Pool wanted to advertise Timcast, he could do it better than this.
I'm just sick of the lies. I am sick of the lies. Here's a story from Fox News. On April 22nd, Washington Post internet culture columnist Taylor Lorenz deflected any criticism she received for her report doxing the identity of the popular Twitter personality Libs of TikTok. Lorenz sat down for an interview with CNN's Brian Stelter on his Reliable Sources podcast, where he confronted her on the various complaints conservatives had in response to her story, but barely pressed her with any follow-up questions, dismissing her critics as being nitpicky. The journalist began by justifying the newsworthiness of revealing the person behind the Twitter account that yields such power, saying, "For all we knew, this could have been a foreign actor, full stop." You're correct, Taylor. I agree. For all we know, it could have been a foreign actor, and absolutely. I think you should do some investigative reporting to figure out who's behind these influential accounts. I will also note that a Saudi prince has tremendous influence in Twitter, or did at least until Elon Musk purchased it, and that also is of deep concern to me. Now, once you discovered it wasn't a foreign actor, what was the purpose of publishing the name of Libs of TikTok? You said, well, people should know. Okay, fine, I guess. Taking away the anonymity of a political actor because they're influential, perhaps. But even Matthew Iglesias, a liberal, formerly of Vox.com, one of the co-founders, said the name was immaterial to the story. Oh, it turns out to be some random crank. Right. Journalists seek to minimize harm. They're supposed to.
No, I'm pretty sure this person's identity being, known is pretty relevant considering how much political power they have. When someone is literally influencing policy, come on. Zan, can you slow the video down? No. That is so fucking cringy. Okay, listen. The idea that this kind of political culture war nonsense is bleeding into the real world terrifies me, okay? I had to explain to my mom what based means. I had to explain to my mom what based means. Listen, this whole culture war nonsense that we think of as being constrained to the internet, it's not. That idea, that sort of wall, if you have a wall in your head between this online culture war nonsense and real life politics in your mind, crack that wall down, all right? It doesn't exist. People like Libs of TikTok are influencing real real political policy. Real actual laws are getting passed based on the type of propaganda that accounts like Libs of TikTok are pushing. I'm pretty sure Libs of TikTok has been cited as motivation, inspiration for the passing of certain anti-gay bills in some of these southern GOP-run states. Like, there isn't a wall up between these two worlds anymore. The kind of shit that we used to think of as pointless culture war nonsense isn't pointless culture war nonsense anymore. I'm sorry. This is influencing actual policy now. These crazy nonsense topics now are about as important as it gets. And I've been saying it for a while now. Here's me predicting the future again, though it's not much predicting the future, more just reading the wall, I guess you could say, reading the room. Did I not say, in fact, have I not said, for literal years now, that for the next decade onward, the trans community and the fight for trans rights is going to be the new biggest civil rights push in our time? Did I not say this? For years. Going back, I feel like I have. Putin, Putin in a war speech, saying J.K. Rowling got canceled and he won't accept being canceled like J.K. Rowling was. Jesus Christ! Oh God, just shoot me. History classes will have to teach about cancel culture when talking about the Ukraine war. Oh no. Yeah, oh God. It's so hard to explain all of this in one narrative because all of this stuff happens like parallel to each other, you know? It's really crazy, but you know, human history has always been like that. Either way though, if you have, listen, I actually want to hear from you guys. What are your favorite examples of this weird sort of culture war stuff that like is usually relegated to YouTube, kind of leaking out into the real world and starting to like bubble up in places you wouldn't expect it, like times where you've had to explain what based means, or what like have you ever had to explain what a femboy was to your parents or something, like just shit like that. Like just funny stories along those lines. Comment them down below. I always find that shit really funny. And if you think that we're seeing more of this kind of stuff starting to leak through to the real world, like it's starting to not be internet nonsense, it's starting to become the kind of thing that's motivating policy, I don't know. Give me your favorite examples. With all that said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. You can support me financially by donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub over on my website, xanderhall.com/live. You can also support me through YouTube. You can also support me through Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and Patreon. And of course, you can follow my social media, linked down below. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a good one. I'll see all of you next time.